Benny. Go on. Go on. Go ahead. Get some water. Come on. Get some water. Good boy. Good boy, Benny. Come here. Come here. Good dog. Come here, bud. Come on. Benny, come here. Benny, you're being weird. Benny, you're being weird, Benny. Why being weird, Benny? Get a drink of water so I can do my talk. All right, go away. Go lay down. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name is Marge. I'm a heroic empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I feel like it's important to get things out. Especially when they come with vibrational frequencies of frustrations and things like that. Today was a pretty good day. I'm going to call today's talk Help. Because, well, I had a few I had today's stories that go along in life. It's kind of what the theme was today. Help. So, I got a lot of energy. I gotta go walk around, get my yah-yahs out. So I thought I'd go into town, go to the store, get a couple of, staples we needed. Milk, eggs, butter, stuff like that. Then I was gonna go park at the park and go walk around town, which I did. And Mom slept until, by the time she was done with breakfast and I headed into town, it was probably close to 11. And I went the back way. I made a bunch of reels because a girl I know, today's her birthday, so I was going to make a happy birthday reel. I went out and went on this outing because it was her birthday. Otherwise, I would have stayed. She don't live in town. She lives states away, but sometimes I like to celebrate people, just because I'm glad that they're alive. And so I head in town, went the back way, went to the park, walked around town for a little bit. It was such a trip, man. People, I gotta be extra cognizant about things because other people just don't pay attention. Their attention span, they got their capacity to live outside themselves and to think about other people and their surroundings and what's going on. It's about right here for most of the people. I'm always I hate going and I order to-go food sometimes. That's what I did today. I found $20 that I lost last week, so it's found money. So I decided I was heading back from doing my walk around in town and stuff, and I went to a restaurant. This restaurant, Trio Bill. I don't know what it's called. It's right across from. It's right by Blinking Light. On the east side of 522 right there, there's a Speedway gas station. They call it Blinking Light because it used to blink, and now they got street lights up there, but they still, locals call it Blinking Light. And I ordered some lunch for me and Mom, and I was waiting for my food, and I was pretty overstimulated because I haven't been out in a few days, and I was excited about stuff and just excited to be out. I just was not in a very grounded state. I travel often in an ungrounded state because I got no earth in my chart. So lucky I got a grand trine that helps keep me balanced. I'm kind of everywhere. It's my autism. Thank goodness I quit going to doctors because they would have gave me all those other ones too, I'm sure. All that ADHD and all those alphabet soup. Thank goodness. I stopped getting diagnosed. But that was tested in school in junior high, and they said I was autistic. I thought they said artistic. Little did I know, but I was my circumstances not like a lot of people's where they get put in special classes and they're just kind of carried through life, and you got occupational therapy and all that stuff. I didn't get all that. I got speech class for a few months, and then I had to do flashcards. I was had to do everything on my, somebody taught me, but then I had to put the work and the effort in. Now I see people, all this autism, my reels are full of, and my social media is just full of all these autistics and stuff, but they got this big old family that just carries them through life, and I never had that dubious luxury. Dubious. So, anyway, while I was waiting for my food, I was having a nice conversation with the lady that worked there, and she's Gemini. I ask everybody I meet, unless they're one of those what do they call it? Those non-player people. Nah, whatever. But so we had and then they had a candy machine. That's what got me into trouble today. It's a candy machine. They had jelly beans. So I went out to the Suburban to get a quarter out of it, and when I came back in, I got my jelly beans, and then my food, after a while, it was ready, so I went to leave. Oh no, where are my keys? Look on the seat, there they were. I was like, I wasn't being present. I was being all over. I wasn't thinking about what I was doing, the task at hand. And I locked my keys in the Suburban. Now I'm about 8 miles from home. I haven't been home in probably, I'm going on the 11, 12, 3 hour mark. Mom's running out of Longmire DVD. So I'm like, don't freak out. And so I proceeded to ask people in the restaurant if they would give me a ride. I would give them $20 for gas. If I could get a ride 8 miles north and then 8 miles back, and then that way I could check on Mom and stuff. And one guy's excuse was, he was on a motorcycle. He could have given me a ride. He was on a motor. I would have taken. I don't like motorcycles, but to get to do what I need to do, go ahead, Tuck. I would have. You gonna get a drink? Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to go up there? He's gonna go on the kennel. You didn't put your shoes in there again, did you? Good boy, Tuck. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, he's going in his kennel. All right. So one guy was on a motorcycle. He wasn't willing to help me. This other couple I asked, they weren't willing to make the 16-mile trek because they were going to Albuquerque after they were done stuffing their faces. And then a third guy, he was like, "What's going on?" And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you." And I was like, "Why the fuck would you even ask somebody what the problem is if you are ill-equipped to offer any kind of assistance? You're just a fucking nosy fucking tourist. Tourists fucking suck, man." I'm trying to change I'm trying to get them to just change the terminology. Just call them travelers, man. Just people are not willing to help is what I'm finding out. Is what I see. That's why I am so eager to help people, because the world is full of people. So that's 3 people that could have helped me, didn't. Karma. Hope it works out for you. Hope something doesn't happen that you need help and that help just isn't there, especially when somebody comes and directly asks, and I explain so I was like, fuck it, I gotta start walking. I'm gonna hitchhike. I'm gonna try and hitchhike, because I can't walk 8 miles. I mean, I could, but man, it'd take me freaking, if I walked 2 hour, hour and a half, And so I start walking. Now I'm at a place where there's always panhandlers too. Where I live, panhandlers aren't all pedestrians. They have their cars that are parked over off the side, and then they go over and panhandle, and then go back to their car, and then go back to wherever they sleep for the night. And so I started because hitchhiking wasn't working. I got about as far as the vet clinic, the store, and I was like, this ain't gonna, people are just like, no, just, I mean, I don't think I look like a murderer or a psychopath or anything like that. I was wearing what I'm wearing now. This is all I had. Only I was carrying food because I had Mom and me's lunch that we shared. And so I said I'm gonna go back and talk to the people that are panhandling, right? Because they gotta understand what it's like to be down on their luck, right? Karma. You help people, then when you need the help that you need, then it comes because you help other people, right? And so I go up to this one lady, and I've had conversations with her before, and I was like, "You remember me? I drive this Suburban." Yeah, I've given her stuff. I gave her a hat so she could keep the sun off, stuff like that. And so I go, and she's like, she said that her truck wouldn't start, and she had a man while she panhandles. Her freaking husband was like, I don't know, all posted up in the back of the SUV that they had with the dog and all their stuff. And I explained my situation to her, and he's like, thinking about whether he wants to help me or not, right? And then I was like, I just said, you know what? I don't have fucking time for you to fucking think if you're gonna be a decent. See ya, So I went on my way. Then the next man. Now this is the 5th person I've asked directly. Okay, he was selling wood. I started explaining my situation to him. I said, he said, I don't have any gas. I said, I could give you $20 gas. The gas station's right there. We can just pull up, put it on my card, He said, okay. And then as we're at the gas station, he's like, you got another $20 you could let me have? Because that would really help me out a lot. And I was just like, dude, and then I thought about it, and I was like, well, I have this $20 that I'm going to use for Tucker's nail trim. I bet I'll just use that, and then God provide that later, because he doesn't need that till next Saturday. And and so she I said, okay, I think, I can do that. If you help, because he said he'd help me. So we're driving out, and I said, this guy, he didn't have another choice, so go ahead and bless him with the extra abundance, because he didn't get to sell his wood because he was helping me out. So we head out. I get my spare key, and then we head back into town. And I got his number, and he gave me his number, and we had a real nice conversation out. He used to fight fires, and he probably knows my friend Augustine. He thinks it sounds familiar. And, he's got his own story in the community. And then, I forgot all about that part. I got to backtrack a little bit and tell that part of the story about my venture into town after I went and walked around. I went to the store, and then they had a little farmer's market, and I bought something today. And I'm not even a history buff. I got this today. Is it backwards? The Outline of History, by H.G. Wells. This book was published in New York, the Macmillan Company, in 1926, Ma. Yeah, we're going to go through and see what... we got the early empires, isolated languages, certain dullness of the Roman imagination. Funny how the Roman Empire is heavily integrated all over to this nation, this land. The land that was supposed to be free, but then it got bought. But it sold its soul. Uncle Sam sold his soul. Anyway, so I met a nice girl that sold me this book, and she gave me her card too. So that was cool. And then, so I'll read more. I'll start reading the book, and then I'll share it here. What I learned. So after got in the Suburban, got home, everything was squared away. Got the dog's lunch ready, and then there's this lady that works at the supermarket that I shop at that she wanted to try my cookies. So I've been trying to find her since then, and I've probably gone shopping in the last 2-3 weeks, and she hasn't been there. So I asked the lady today when she worked, and then so she told me that she'll be in later that afternoon. So because I just needed to decompress after the whole locking of the keys and the stuff and everything. So I wanted to go into town and give her a couple, and I needed to get flowers so I can make more sometime this week. And Sar gave them to her, and then when I went and got the flour and my decaffeinated coffee, good boy, Benny. Benny, you can come over here. Come here, Ben. Come here. Come here, Benny. Benny, come here. And there was a woman in front of me, and the lady that cashier that was checking her out asked her how she was, as cashiers do, and she said something, and I didn't really hear what she said. I heard the cashier go, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And then she said, "I hope you have good memories and stuff like that." And so I was like, okay, so she lost somebody. So I said, "I'm sorry for that. My condolences for the hurt that you're feeling with this loss." And she turned around and she was just like kind of in a daze, right? And I said some words of encouragement. I said, I thank your father for his service. That's who died. He was 94. We actually ended up talking in the park. Like she got her stuff, I got my stuff. I caught up to her in the parking lot, and we actually had a conversation. And I might see her again. She had a traumatic head injury, and I said, I know a lot about those because, Mom, you have had one. What are you wowing at? And so is my dad. So both of my parents, they've had trauma, and it changed them. It changed the way they think. Things changed how they act. Changed a lot of things about both of my parents. You don't always end up with the same people you start out with in life. Things change. I mean, that change can happen from trauma. There's all kinds of things that can make people, their body, trauma can change people. Boom. You ever hear those stories about how people get traumatized and their hair turns white? Like instantly and stuff? So, Liz was the lady's name. And we're standing in the parking lot, and I said, "Liz, when's your birthday?" And we started talking about astrology a little bit, and then she said, I said, "I'm Scorpio moon, Cancer rising, Aries sun." And she said, "I'm Aries sun." I said, "When's your birthday?" And I thought about it in my head. I picked the date in my head. I was just waiting for her to say it. She said April 9th. I said, "So's mine." She said, "I was at Albertsons and talking to a young girl." I said, "I met her 2 weeks ago. Her birthday's April 9th, too." That's two people. That's two women. That's two aspects of me. That's two different versions of me. We're all born on April 9th. And I was explaining to her about frequency and how that's what I was actually not her. I was explaining to the lady that was with the girl that sold me the book about frequency and how I'm a transmuter of energy. And I've been stationed at 35th, 40th, and 45th parallel. And the woman that I was talking to, I believe she was Virgo rising. The other girl was Gemini. Leo moon, and I can't remember what the other one was, because we didn't say them like sun, moon, right? We said them all out of order. But the woman that, back to the gal, the girl Liz, she studied under Robert Wolf Green and does charts and things like that too. So I gave her my card. I invited her to reach out if and ever she felt like it. Explained to her a little bit my situation. So maybe we'll see. We'll see, you know. That's how I just go out. And then, when I was talking to that Liz lady in the checkout part, Ma, in the at the grocery store, I was saying, like, thank you to your father at this time for his contribution. It's Scorpio season. It's a lot of loss and release and things like that. And because once we die, all we are is love. We become the frequency of light, where all data, information, truth resides, and then we become truth of the truth of light, and information and data is all present in the light. And so I was just going off. This is what I do. This is how I am, just so I can show people that they don't have to be afraid to be who they are, whoever that who is. And it don't gotta be nobody I freaking, think. I don't care how people, just be in your integrity. Just leave kids and freaking animals out of it, because there's a lot of the darkness that freaking, we're coming up into prime freaking human, keep an eye on your loved ones. They start disappearing all over the place this time of year. Because you got people that don't worship Christian, the same God that I worship. They don't worship good or direction. They go out and do things to cause harm to the people every day, because that is how they pay homage to Satan. And how I pay homage to Satan is by doing work that God would have me do. And I've made a lot of people mad because I'm full spectrum, so I'm kind of, I'm a Heyoka. It's my role. That's my role. Just acting how God, just being what God gave me. So the checked out lady was crying. She was like, "You got me in tears." She's like, "I'm crying," And I was like, "Can I give you a hug?" And the woman, so I gave her a great big hug. I said, "We all got to take care of each other. We got to help each other," because I said, there's so many, people are going through shit on this planet right now. Some people, their hearts are breaking, like they lost. They don't know what direction they're going in. They don't know. They never had guidance. They don't have a lighthouse, and so some of us do. We have tools. We've been taught, and so I want to help people, give them the tools that they need to navigate through life, because it's just getting crazy. I said, and if people aren't going through shit right now, they should be helping the people that are. And the man he was the cashier on this side, he turned around, looked at me right square in the face, and shook his head, yes. So, today was a good day, all in all. It was. Got to talk to my earth angel. That always puts me in a present state, especially when I'm twirling. I didn't freaking lose my shit though, so God was with me. I told that lady today, she said that she was just like floating through, like everything was floaty and that when something big happens, you just kind of float, you're just like on automatic pilot. I said, you know what? I said, I think, what I think that floatiness is I think that is grace that God gives to us. I said, because you're not mad, are you? You're not, vengeful, or you don't have any of these negative things going on in your heart, do you? So, that's how I look at it. I look at a lot of things I'm not so neurotypical, yeah. I'm not I'm neurodivergent, is it what they call it, right? Neurodivergent. So anyway, weather's real pretty. Won't complain about that. I should have probably put plastic on the front window today. It's gonna start getting cold overnight. I'll just do it tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Um, and that's it. I think that's about all I got for now. I'm gonna upload this to my new tube, and until next time, it's about all I got for now. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.